Hello student. Again, this is Professor Amoles Kalekar from Department of Computer Science, CMCS, Yogmal. In our today's session, we are going to discuss the next point in unit number 6 of the subject Distributed Operating System. As you know, the title of unit number 6 is the case study of Mac, and the topic that we are going to discuss in our today's session is the memory management in Mac. Okay, so student, let's start with the discussion. So the key point of our today's discussion is the virtual memory. Okay, so this memory management in Mac, and within that the virtual memory. So as we know, the Mac has a powerful, elaborate and highly flexible memory management system, which is based on the concept of paging, including the features that are found in other kind of operating systems as well. In particular, these features include, that is, it separates the machine independent parts of the memory management system from the machine dependent parts in an extremely clear and unusual manner. Now, this kind of separation makes the memory management far more portable than the other operating systems. Okay, now in addition to this separation, the memory management system just interacts closely with the communication systems as well. Okay, now basically the aspect of max memory management that sets it apart from all the other operating system is that the code is split into three different parts or three different sections. Okay, now the first separation is the PMAP module, which runs in the kernel and is basically concerned with managing the MMU. Okay, now it sets up the MMU registers and hardware page tables and catches all kinds of page faults that occurs during the session. Okay, now this code basically again depends on the MMU architecture and must be rewritten for each new MMU Mac has to support. मतलब क्या हो गया कि जितने भी अलग अलग टाइप्स के MMU को सपोर्ट करना है उन सभी MMU के लिए इस कोड को आपको फिर से एक बार रीराइट करना पड़ेगा so that the system will best possibly execute okay all the operations. Now, the second part of the separation, that is the machine independent kernel code, is concerned with processing the page fault that occurs in the first code. Okay, now again, besides just managing the page faults or processing the page faults, it is responsible for managing the address maps and replacing the pages as well. Okay, now the third code separation of the memory management code runs as the user process, which is called as the memory manager or sometimes it is called as an external pager. तो इस तरीके से इस कोड को तीन अलग अलग डिवीजन में या फिर पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया जाता है या फिर सेपरेट किया जाता है. पहले में पेज फॉल्ट को फाइंड आउट किया जाता है, दूसरे में इन पेज फॉल्ट को प्रोसेस करने की कोशिश की जाती है और तीसरे में एक्सटर्नल मेमोरी मैनेजर या फिर मेमोरी मैनेजर का इस्तेमाल होता है. Okay, now this external memory manager or pager handles the logical, okay, as opposed to the physical part of the memory management system and primarily management of the backing store, that is the disk. Just for example, keeping the track of which virtual pages are in the use currently, which are in the main memory and where the pages has to be kept on the disk when they are not in the main memory, all are done by the external pager or by the memory manager. Okay. Now, the kernel and the memory manager communicates through a well-defined protocol or the set of protocols, making it quite possible for the users to write their own memory manager as per their requirement. Now, this division of labor simply gives the users the ability to implement the special purpose paging system in order to write the system with the special kind of requirements in order to just support their work. It also has the potential for making the kernel smaller and simpler by making or moving a large section of the code out into the user space. Okay, now contrary, on the other hand, it has the potential for making it more complicated since the kernel must protect itself from the malicious or the buggy memory manager with the two active entities that are involved in handling the memory. There is now the danger of condition or the situation of race. Okay. Now, the major topic in this memory management is the virtual memory. Now, the conceptual model of the memory that Mac user process see is a large linear virtual address space. From most of the 32-bit CPU chips, the user address space runs from the address 0 to address 2 raised to the power 3 raised to the power 1 because the kernel uses the top half for its own purposes. Now, this address space is supported by paging. Okay. Now, since the paging was designed to give the illusion of ordinary memory, but more of it than there is really is. In principle, there should be nothing else to say about how Mac manages virtual address space. Okay, now Mac provides a great deal of fine-grained control over how the virtual pages are used. Okay, now to start with this, the address space can be used in a sparse way. Just for example, a process might have the dozen of sections of the virtual address space in use, each many megabytes from its nearest neighbor with the large holes of unused addresses between the sections. Okay. Now, theoretically, any virtual address space can be used than the other way. So, the ability to use the number of widely scattered sections is not really a property of the virtual address space architecture. In other words, any 32-bit machine should allow a process to have near about 50k section of data speed every 100 megabytes from 0 to the 4 gigabyte limit. However, in many implementation, a linear page table from 0 to the highest used page is kept in the kernel memory. Now, in this manner, on a machine with the 1K page size, the configuration simply requires 4 million page table entries, making it quite expensive and if not impossible. Even with the multi-level page table, such sparse uses is inconvenient at best. Now, conversely, with Mac, the intention is to fully support the sparse address spaces. Now, in this way, to determine which virtual addresses are in use and which are not in use, Mac provides a way to allocate and deallocate sections of the virtual address spaces called as the regions. Okay. Now, this kind of allocation call can specify a base address and size, of which case the indicated region is allocated, or it can be specify a size, in which case the system finds a suitable address range and returns its base address. A virtual address is valid only it falls in the allocated region, otherwise it will be illegal. Now, in this manner, an attempt to use an address between the allocated region results in a trap, which however can be caught by the process if it so desires. So, as you can see in the figure, an address space with the allocated region mapped object and अनयूज्ड एड्रेसेस. ओके, तो इस हिसाब से इस फिगर में जो मैप्ड ऑब्जेक्ट है, जो अलोकेटेड रीजन है या फिर जो अनअलोकेटेड रीजन्स है, इस फिगर के जरिए आप उनको देख सकते हैं. ओके, नाउ अ की कंसेप्ट दैट इज रिलेटिंग टू द use of virtual address spaces is the memory object. A memory object can be a page or a set of pages, but it can also be a file or other more specialized data structures. A memory object can be mapped into the unused portion of the virtual address space, forming a new region as we can see in the figure. Now, in this manner, when a file is mapped into the virtual address space, it can be read and written by the normal machine instructions. And simply, the map files are the pages in the usual way. In this manner again, when a process terminates, its map the files automatically appears back in the file system and complete with all the changes that were made to them when they were mapped in. Now, again, it is also possible to unmap the files or other memory objects explicitly, freezing their virtual addresses and making them available for the subsequent allocation or the regions. Okay. Now, the MAC supports a number of calls for manipulating the MAC address spaces. Okay, now and the main calls are just seen in this figure. So जो अलग अलग calls यहाँ पे support किए जाते हैं वो है allocate, deallocate, map, then after copy, inherit, read and write. So the first call allocate makes a region of the virtual address space available, usable. A process may inherit allocated virtual address spaces and it may allocate more as per requirement, but any attempt to reference an unallocated address will definitely fail. The second call, that is deallocate, it simply invalidates a region. Okay. Now the copy call copies a memory object into a new region. Conceptually, calling a copy is no different than having the object copied by a programmed loop. The inherit call affects a way that a region are inherited when the new processes are created. The address space can be set up so that some regions are inherited and the others are not. The read and write calls allow a thread to access the virtual memory that is belonging to the another region. Simply, these calls require the caller to have the possessions of the process's port belonging to the remote process, something that process can pass to its friends if it wants to do so. Okay. So, dear students, these are some of the points as far as the memory management in Mac is concerned, and within that, the basic point, that is the virtual memory management. Okay, thank you.